Hi.
Technical difficulties. Good grief.
Apologies for the delay, everybody, but yay, you're all here. If you didn't go away. Thanks for coming back, y'all. We are going to go over the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 11, All Bets Off. Just doing a little housekeeping. Please hit the thumbs up button as you come in. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell your friends so that they can all join us for the shenanigans. Do you want to say hi to everybody in the chat as they come in?
Yes. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Yannick. I see Cooch. I see Trey. I see Priya. Good to see you.
Yay.
Who else? Gina Maxie. Yay. Good to see you. And let's make sure I don't miss anyone. I think we got everyone. Hey, Ablavi. Hey, Queen Bee. So it looks like we can start.
Just a little heads up. I caught Priya's channel the other day where she was doing a review of RuPaul's show Drag Race, and she was reviewing all of the looks, and it was really fun. So if anyone has a chance, please look up Priya on YouTube. She has a really great channel. Okay,
Is it her name?
Priya, yeah. I think so. I think that's the name of it.
Let's see. I'm just trying to find it real quick. So I can't find it. So Priya, if you want to, drop your link in the chat.
Yeah, please do, because it comes up on my recommends, and I just subscribed. Yeah, she does. It's really good. So shout out for Priya. Okay, so here we go. Let's do a quick summary. The two throwaway scenes are Mary talking with Robert Sr. about selling one of their junky houses, and Meredith doing food shopping with Brooks. Then we see Jen and her husband planning to hook up Heather. Whitney has a family dinner. Then there's the double date with Jen and Sharif and Heather and Big Daddy. Whitney plans a girls' trip to Las Vegas. Mary opts out. Then the ladies leave. They get to Vegas. Jen takes Heather private shopping, and then Whitney takes Meredith and Lisa to the racetrack. I think that's hitting everything.
I mean, you hit everything, and that was the review. So
Wait a minute. Since we being so shady, right? Since we being so shady.
Who?
Oh my God.
Who is?
You being so shady.
I'm just saying. I mean,
why Brooks did this to his mama? Why?
Yeah. Yeah. But this scene was kind of almost, this whole episode was almost pretty much a whole throwaway. I'm not sure how you saw it. But I do want to talk about how Lisa Barlow told on herself twice.
Oh, when this was at the track?
This was it was when Lisa and Meredith were talking.
Oh, in their room. Okay.
Yes. So the first where Lisa told on herself was this. She's like, I'm really mad at Whitney, blah, 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 blah. But Lisa said Whitney was talking about things that she shouldn't have been talking about. Which tells me you did tell Mary what you
something. Yeah.
You did say something. So you told on yourself there. Then the second was when they were talking about these Jen was like, well, like, Jen and I are supposed to be friends, and she's talking bad about me behind my back. And Lisa says, well, she hasn't said anything bad about me behind my back to my knowledge. I'm like, okay, so that means you either had a conversation. To me, that says you have a conversation with Jen, or you've heard that Jen has said some things behind Meredith's back, and you didn't tell her. So you told on yourself twice.
I try to like Lisa. I try to like all these ignorant women on a weekly basis, but I've pretty much worn out my patience with this franchise. This was a horrible first season. I don't even know why Mary is even given the throwaway scenes at the beginning of each episode, it's
Mm-hmm.
frustrating unless they're contractually obligated to give her a paycheck.
Right.
It's very frustrating. The only thing in this episode that was of note to me was Whitney's family dinner, because you got to see an additional sibling, because I think we met Will before.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, bless her dad, I hope he overcomes this struggle. But to me, I don't think he's all the way in based on
Nope.
that dinner, you know? And her two siblings are just like, we've heard this before. We just want to see you do something other than lip service, you know? And again, she really has opened up her entire mess of a family um to us to see. And
Exactly.
then I did like her being woman enough to admit fault and apologize to Meredith and Lisa at the racetrack. Even though she did throw Heather under the bus a little bit, but she owned up to what she did and she apologized for it.
Right. I
Now,
mean, what? What?
where I am getting tired of this show is Jen. She went from someone that I liked at the beginning to now I can't stand seeing her on the screen.
Right. I mean, Jen is always something, and I don't know where she thought this was a good look or it was appropriate, but I'm like, you need to stop. You can't have an issue every single episode. I mean, every single episode you have an issue. Like, I mean, I don't think I've seen one episode where she's been completely happy.
Well, here's the thing. She doesn't have a different um thing every episode. What she does have is just a rehash of what was bothering her like 5 episodes ago. She doesn't let go. Didn't we see last week when they were in those dirty, filthy tubs that Whitney apologized and she accepted? But yet now she's trying to come between two cousins because you have to be my friend and no one else. Like, I don't like when she does that schoolyard stuff because she's grown. She has grown children. She's been married for 20 plus years. And yet, if she hates someone, you as her friend have to hate them too. And life doesn't work like that.
No. Mm-mm.
I tried so hard to get a snap of her actually hitting that chair, but quite honestly, she owes Heather her life. And I don't know how she didn't break a nail doing all of this foolishness.
Right.
But yeah, this show was aggravating for me, just aggravating. Um, I don't know what else to say about it. This is one of the biggest housewife disappointments I've ever seen.
I mean, I'm so sorry.
Mm.
I was just like, I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of over them.
Ayn says, I heard from Real Andy channel that Heather is not as innocent as she acts, and she's behind the scenes egging and manipulating everyone. I wouldn't be surprised at that.
I mean, I would to a degree, because how do you manipulate everyone though? Like, because they all have their own separate issues, and they. Hold on one second. Sorry.
Mhm. Well, I could see how Heather does that because she kind of screwed up when Whitney was trying to talk to Jen at Sharif's birthday party. Um, with the Bobbsey twins, Meredith and Lisa, I don't think they like her enough to associate with her. Wait, hold on. I don't know. I think I've talked myself out of that argument. But yeah, Jen has a very immature way of thinking. She does. Let's see. What else were you saying here? Whitney's dad looks like a broke rock star. Black Lavender, you're a mess. But he does. He does. I really hope that he gets better though. I really do. I hope for the best for him. But I don't think he's really taking the sober living situation seriously. And I think that this is just a repeat of past issues. Jamal, are you back up or no?
Yeah. Sorry
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
No worries.
No, I just don't think she has the capability to, not capability. I don't think she would do all that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I just want to know how she would do it. You know what I mean? How would she have to
Mm.
manipulate everyone? Because Lisa and Meredith seem to be like this. I mean,
Yeah.
like they're not going against each other, and Jen is just on her own train. And I could see her manipulate Whitney. That would be kind of easy, but I just don't see how she would manipulate everyone. It just seems weird.
What do you think about this statement? Jen didn't want to surprise Heather. She wanted to buy her loyalty. I felt that way too.
Same,
Mm-hmm.
same.
Okay, so I've got our friend Ablavi back here. Hello, Ablavi.
Hi, we're gonna just be really quick.
Yeah.
Throw out the whole season. But you know what? This is a better problem I'm having with Bravo all of a sudden. Why
Uh-huh.
is it that the reunion is good, but the season is a wash? Start off with Potomac, then
Mm-hmm.
going to OC. Now I think Salt Lake City. Why is it that they allow them to have 15 to 20 episodes of a boring season and then they want to bring it at the reunion?
I don't understand that thought process. Um, but they're gonna lose viewers because the reunion is like 1 to 3 shows, but you've got like 10 to 20 episodes for a season. You can't continue to show your audience crap and expect them to tune in for a tidbit during a reunion. That doesn't work for me. I don't know
This
about
is my
anybody else.
problem with the show. What has happened in this show these past 15 or so episodes? Nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-mm. All the hype, all the anticipation. This is what we get.
Yeah.
And then two, I think a big because that okay, so remember I think it was last episode when they were in the Uric and they had the female empowerment lunchman.
Hmm.
That girl was supposed to be on the show. I don't know why she wasn't.
Which one?
Angie something.
Damn, I can't even remember it.
She
It was
was
a it was
like,
a, it was the
What was
yeah.
networking
it?
event.
No, I remember in the tent in the middle of nowhere, and it was a branding exercise for Lisa. I'm trying to remember the ladies that were there.
Well, it really
Dang.
didn't matter. It's just laziness because I have a feeling I can't give you anything about Salt Lake City that makes it unique, why they should have gotten a show. I mean, they don't even really talk about the Mormons that much. Like, I thought somebody on the show would be Mormon and would have a child that did, what's that thing they do? A mission trip.
Mm.
Oh.
Because you know what? I hate to say this, but they might want to put Andrea from Love After Lockup on. I hate to say this, but she would be more entertaining and she's Mormon.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I'm just you can tell that Mary wasn't part of the cast because of how they shot, the scenes
Mm-hmm.
and how she's
Yeah.
just like an add-on. But if this was even Lisa does not have enough scenes on this show. If Lisa created this show, why is she never on it? And what and then to put the interchangeable with her. Like I can't tell you anything about Lisa except for she has a tequila business, and I mean she's rarely on the show.
It's to promote her businesses. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I thought, like, for instance, it's Salt Lake City, right? So granted, it's not Aspen, but I
Mm-hmm.
thought we would have one person who owns like a ski lodge. Then we had another person who is big in the Mormonism, having a few kids that going on mission trips, not too religious, but a dab of, the religion. I thought I was going to see, how people part. I thought I was going to see gorgeous houses. I thought I was going to see indoor basketball courts. I thought I was going to see underground tunnels, wine cellars. I thought I was going to see foreign cars. I thought I was going to see indoor swimming pools. I need a little more.
I mean, Mary's Kitchen's not doing enough for you. Just saying.
And you know what? That's another thing I've had of a problem with this show. Is it just me, or does everybody's house look junky?
Yeah, but is it really their house though? There's so
No,
much stuff out there about them being rentals.
which is fine. Listen, I'm not mad if you're going to rent your house. My issue is I need them to really bring it. Because, like, so for instance, in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sonia's townhouse is. Do you know that she went back to the townhouse? I thought
Yeah.
she sold it.
She
No,
couldn't.
she
She
had it
couldn't. She couldn't
rented
rent it.
out.
No, she couldn't rent it.
Well,
So she
the
couldn't.
renter left in like during the middle of last season, and then she tried to get it rented out again, but I don't think anybody was buying.
Which is crazy because I go by her house all the time. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to get too off topic. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to bring me something. Somebody owning an ice skate, give me something. Maybe an Olympian, give me something.
I'm not mad. There's no lies told there. It's just
Because even Meredith, have we ever seen Meredith make a piece of jewelry? I saw her just talking to her husband in her jewelry shop. But I mean, if your business is like this, at least, wear your piece. Just show us what it takes to be into the jewelry business. Why did you pick Salt Lake City instead of being in Chicago? Give us something.
that's fair.
Overall,
That's
it's
fair.
just lacking this season. Like, there's just
Yeah.
something missing. You could tell when the production company switched, which was awful. We should not be able to tell that if you're going to switch production
Right.
companies. Um, it's this was sad. This
This
was
is the
really
thing. I
sad.
just really, I'm really having a hard time because, quiet as it's kept, I've been, no, I'm sorry. Ooh, I was about to go off. We need to come to Jen. See, I told you Jen was going to be a problem. Why does she have that black scent like Sarah in Love After Lockup? And see, this is my problem with her. She likes to switch it on and off. She goes to Valley Girl when she's with Whitney, and then she has the black scent when she gets all upset and all indignant with them. And the
Mhm.
black scent, I've seen it twice now. I'm not appreciating this.
Mm, mm, mm. You go
It's
ahead,
true.
Jamal.
It's true. It's just this has just been a bad season. I mean, is it worse than OC? No. Is it worse than Atlanta? No. But just because it's not worse than the worst, it's still bad.
Can I be honest with you? I don't really think they had a good season in terms of like seasons that started in 2020 till now. I don't think anybody's had a good season. Like, because I'm
No.
not counting Beverly Hills because that was previously shot, but I'm saying everything that was shot in like this year, I don't think any of the housewives brought it.
True. And
True.
I don't think we could blame COVID for this particular franchise, Salt Lake City, because they were filming for over a year, well before COVID, and this is all of the content that I guess this is the best of the content that they could give us.
But this
Lord
is the
help
thing.
us.
I really do I think it has to be. I hate to say this. Everybody needs to lose their job, and they just need to do a complete recast.
For once, I'm agreeing with you, Blavi, on this. Like, just like clean house
Yeah.
completely. Cast, production companies, everybody. Andy, everybody.
Like I
Yeah.
said, I still go back to this. Like you need to scrap everybody and hire production companies local to the areas. I'm sorry. It just they'll because they can provide you insight to the area and to the actual women who live there. They know what's going on. So they need to start there. I agree. Clean out everybody. Start again.
What do you think
I
about
just.
Trey's comment? Maybe they need to take all the
Yeah.
housewives from failed
Yeah.
franchises, put them together on a show, teach them
Yeah.
how
Right.
to
Like
do it better.
carpool. Yeah. I just think with this show, like, and then too, what does not help is that 10 o'clock hour. I tape it and I watch it in the morning because I refuse to be sitting there watching something at 10 o'clock and then it'd be boring. I mean, it was ridiculous. Why couldn't they have an 8 o'clock slot for what they're doing?
Hmm.
Everybody said that. Like people were like,
Yeah.
well, why is OC's bad? Why not just put OC at 10 o'clock because no one's gonna watch anyway, and then put Salt Lake City at 8.
But
Yeah,
what's
because
what's at 8 o'clock?
a
OC,
repeat of
a repeat
OC.
of OC.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I just want everybody to go. I'm so sick of Whitney and Heather and the interchangeables are never on the screen. I hope they're not paying them more than $50,000 for the season.
Mm.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I tried, and I was just like, the season makes no sense.
Look at this comment. I totally agree with this, but I think the fault is at Bravo. They can't get real, interesting, rich people if they'll destroy the cast members. That's so true. Because I bet you a lot of people are very hesitant to sign up now after what happened with Denise Richards and what's her name from Potomac.
That is true, but there are, like, as we see in House of Ho, as we seen in Bling Empire and Adrian Malouf, there are rich people who are very showy, very the issue isn't so much rich people. I just think, and this is what I've learned from watching rich people are just not as entertaining as poor people. They're just not.
Well, maybe you need an upstairs downstairs dynamic to make the
Maybe.
rich people more interesting.
Because I've known, even though I, specify those two shows, I'm not entertained like I am when Love and Hip Hop first started, or when Flavor of Love was on, or when I Love New York. It's definitely not that entertaining. It is. It's a certain type of rich person I've gotten to realize. Like
Mhm.
maybe I need, maybe I can deal with somebody who is like upper middle class, but they have to bring the drama. Like you can't live like the rest of us or a little bit better than the rest of us and then want to be boring. That just don't work. Real Housewives of the
Mm.
Hood, please. That's the side chicks of Charlotte.
Mm.
If you want to see real Housewives of the Hood, watch the side chicks of Charlotte.
Guys, seriously, look it up on Google. It's it's a bit it's interesting. Don't let the kids be in the room when you watch it
Right.
though.
Yeah, you need some. You know what? You need some new, not just new money. I think they should go to people who have unconventional jobs because you might get a little bit more. Like if they had a strip club owner, or if they had, like, I always said they should do Las Vegas and they should have a pimp on there, but I know Bravo won't do that. But they need somebody who's a bit different. And Wealth Whispers.
Mhm.
Um, for some people it does. For some people it doesn't. There are some people who are rich who don't want people to know, and there are some people who are rich who wants everybody to know, and they've been rich for years. I mean, let's not
Mm-hmm.
pretend like Paris Hilton isn't tacky and gaudy, and she comes from a very rich family.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not act like oh, this déclassé of money just comes with new money. No, there's plenty of people with old money just as tacky. They've just been richer longer. I also think that the House of Ho and the Bling Empire was not being truthful. But again, we're gonna go to that in a little while because I got some tea because I recognize a few phrases on these streets
Mm-hmm.
and a few people's business who because they didn't really get in their business. Like I said, there's a lot more going on in both storylines. Yes, there's a show called The Real Side Chicks of Charlotte.
Hold on.
Make sure you put your earphones in and no kids in the room. Please, I beg you, from the first word that is uttered, please use all precaution. It is adult only content. It's not porn, but it is adult content only.
I just personally think that Salt Lake City, because you know what, maybe change it up. You know, I hate to say this, but again, these people are too boring, Bravo. Throw away the whole cast. If you want to keep Jen and Lisa Barlow as friends of the show, fine. Yes, friends of the show. And minimize their scenes one every 3 episodes and don't put both of them in a scene. But y'all need to do better. You need to do better. You need to get people who are interesting. You need to get people who are going to are doing something at work. I don't understand what these women do. They don't work. They don't stay at home. What do they do? Because even Jen, we see her at her office. What doing parties? That's it.
Well, we don't even know if that's her office. Like, it doesn't, I don't even see like a sign. Like, I seen a hallway and a hula hoop, and that's it for Jen. At least we saw the spas and the new build out for the second spa with Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with Whitney, she said that they did not want to focus on her business. They wanted to focus on the issue with her dad and her family,
What's her
which, okay,
business?
she has a skincare business.
Okay. So
Yeah.
wait a minute. She's not a dermatologist, but she's coming out with a skincare line.
No, it's already it's been out. But they
So it's
told her
like the
they didn't
is
want
it
to
like the
focus on that.
is it like Ken warning Kenya Morgan? Woo, woo. Oh, warning, Kenya Moore fans. Is it like Kenya Moore hair care? Because skincare, honey, it ain't no like unless you're doing or she's doing like grandma mom's recipes. Like that would be interesting because I thought Whitney owned a strip club, and I was like, why aren't we seeing it?
No, that's just her side hustle at home. But
Mm.
yeah, she said that she has an actual business, but the producers told her they didn't want to hear that from her. They wanted her to focus on her family.
Oh, it's like 10 years. Okay, I'm gonna go have to see it. Lisa, you know what the thing is with the tequila? It's such an odd. It's such an odd thing to be in, and I'm not hating on her because we I like to drink, but I thought they would go to Mexico. Show us how the tequila is made. You know, how like warning Kenya Moore fans, warning. Remember how Kenya like tore up Cynthia about not knowing the
About
different wines
wine.
in her wine cellar? It would be
Hmm.
interesting to see if Lisa Barlow actually knows what good tequila is.
I think Lisa is just a mouthpiece for her various products. Like even the men's care line. Maybe that's why, because y'all said that Lisa got all of these ladies together. Maybe she told the producers that she didn't want Whitney to talk about her business because she was bringing out the Wolf thing, men's skincare line for herself.
Mm.
That's a good thought.
But then too, you remember Whitney and her husband are having major financial issues.
Who?
That would be
Which
good.
one? Which one?
Whitney and her husband. He's having major issues in finance.
So he's the one who's supposed to get arrested.
Yes.
Or be under investigation.
Ooh.
I'm gonna see Whitney's skincare line, Iris and Bo.
I think Jamal gave the website.
I hear this is an MLM, so it's like
Oh, she wants you to sell it for?
Do you see these prices?
No.
$229 for advanced care, youth essentials $135, signature series $129, men's essential $93, and $93 is for three products. She must be out her mind. She must be out her mind. Anti-aging serum $85, please. Is this FDA approved? Oh, this is a good. I'll be investigating this later. No, because these are chemicals. No, I don't know her to be no dermatologist, and that's something about things. Like when it comes to medicine, I'm all for natural, but baby, I can't be playing with chemicals and not knowing. Oh, so this line is kind of pricey. Oh, the signs. Let's see. Interesting.
Well, at least she's got a business, but the reason why we haven't seen it is that she was told not to focus on that.
Right.
It's interesting because well, you get free shipping with orders over 100, and seeing how pricey it is, it won't take you long to get there.
One product. Done.
Well, maybe about 2. But yeah, it's interesting because when you look on her website on where it was talked about, it's Bravo ET, Real Housewives and Bustle. And that's interesting. So who was talking about this before you went on that television?
Fair. I agree, Yanni, because it would compete with Lisa's. That's what it was.
It would compete with Lisa's. Who's Lisa?
It's something like Black Wolf Run skincare or something.
Interesting. She runs a skincare too. I've yet to find any business from Lisa.
Well, she has the tequilas and one vodka, and now she has the Wolf skincare line, and
But this is like the whole thing. Warning, because makeup has gone. The makeup community isn't popping like it was 4 or 5 years ago. Now everybody wants to go into skincare. And
True.
I'm not a fan of that because skincare, you shouldn't spend that much money. I mean, I like my Ordinary, I like my Serum, I like my Simple. I like it really simple and sleek, I'm not somebody who's going to play with my face, but, because the problem I have with people like Whitney and Lisa, they'll sit here and give you off the assembly line cheap nonsense and then put the good stuff on their face. And I got a problem with that.
Yeah, I do wonder if they actually use their own products.
No, but I found the tequila brand.
I saw the Vita tequila, I think at oh God, what's that online liquor store? That's so sad that I know there's an online liquor store.
Of course,
yeah,
that's how we gotta do it. I found it too. I tasted it. Now it's not my favorite, and it was it's a bit. It was like $40. It's not my favorite. I'm more of a Jose Cuervo's. I like to keep it cheap. I'm not like trying to spend that much. $40 on tequila is ridiculous.
Oh, that's what she asking for that? Okay, good for her. I don't really do tequila myself. The only tequila I have is a chocolate tequila. That's about it.
I just don't. I'm interested in the brands because I want to try everybody's brand. So I'm gonna try Whitney's brand. I'm gonna have to find something that's $20.
I would not throw any money at any of these housewives. They
Oh,
already get a
it's not
paycheck.
gonna be my money, but I'm trying to see because like I have tried what's her name, Bethany Skinny Girl, hated it,
Mhm.
hated it, hated it. I mean, it's so nasty. It tastes like sparkling water in liquor form. Hate it.
What did you try though? Because she has so many products. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I have no idea. Like, she's even got clothes and all that. So,
No, I
which?
got the Skinny Girl. I got the Skinny Girl Margarita. Right, that was what her first
Oh
product was.
yeah, that was her
Right.
first thing.
That's what I got. Skinny Girl Margarita. It because I got it because it used to be cheap.
Hmm.
It used to be like $8 when when I first got it. Now it's gone up to about 12, 13. You know, not bad, but not worth it. I just don't like a Skinny Girl Margarita. I like it real, but if you're trying to lose weight or you don't want to gain weight, it's not bad if you're already drunk. Just put it like that.
Oh,
Another ringing endorsement from our friend Ablavi. Oh my God.
You don't think so? I really do try to, but the Lisa Barlow, I would not waste my money on that. It was
Yeah.
it was a bit too.
Do you think that they'll have those little bottles that you find, like the airline size bottles that are like $4, that maybe she has one of those at the liquor store and you could try it that way?
No, because the bottles, the small ones, are usually for the reputable brands. Like the
Uh,
little brands don't have that. I think she's more like in Austin. So I think if you go to Salt Lake and maybe areas around, you'll see it more.
oh, so she's just a regional brand and not a national brand.
No, she is a national because I got it here in New York. But I'm saying
Mm,
it's not
mm,
something popular. You know how like certain brands are more popular in certain areas of the country?
mm-hmm.
right.
I think that's
Okay.
hers.
Ah, she's like super regional, like the Utah region. Got it.
Yeah. But like so for instance, like Bethany's, that stuff is in New York a lot. Like I've seen it
Mhm.
in multiple liquor stores. But I'm sure if you go to like York, Pennsylvania, you won't see it as much.
It's out. I know it's out here.
Yeah. But it's not worth the money. I will tell you all the products I've bought, it's not worth the money. I wish somebody, you know what somebody should come out with? A board
Mhm.
game. Because I love board games. Like Housewives edition?
Right. Like Housewives Monopoly.
Yeah.
Well, didn't real Andy of Beverly Hills do that when
Yeah,
he
but
did
that
his
would
Hunger
be
Games?
but he should have done that as like a board game, you know?
Like you could have Teresa's picture out on the go to jail square. Um, you, you could have like
No, you
Gina's
can't just
condo
have
as like
Teresa. You got to put Erica and Dorita as well.
all three of them together. You could have Gina's house as like Baltic Avenue, like the cheapest property on the board.
Hmm.
And you can have Joe as deported.
Yeah.
Hmm, interesting.
That's true. Yeah, a board game. We kind of like
I just think they should, like, for instance, I don't know if people remember when Kim K had the app and how she made so much money from that.
Mhm.
Like, you know, they might want to, branch out a little bit. Like, for instance, maybe, a grocery store. Everybody needs one of those. Um, maybe a cleaners, maybe
parking garage.
parking garage. That's what Sonia should do. Sonia should have a parking garage.
I think Sonia should do a dating site or a club because she's very social.
You know what's so weird? So Sonia's interesting because where she met her husband is fascinating. So she met him in Tavern on the Green, right?
Mm-hmm.
That restaurant is in Central Park. It is so fascinating that that's where she met her husband.
Wait, is it true that she was like a hostess or a waitress or something like that when she
You're
met
right.
him?
No, people said she was more of a garden tool, but you didn't hear from me.
Never. Okay.
They said
Hmm.
that she was a garden tool, and we call that modeling now. And that because back in the day when you were a model, you actually had to be on magazines to call yourself a model. But she wasn't making the money, so she had to waitress, she had to host part-time. And that's where, and they say allegedly she was in the circuit of wealthy men, and that's how she met her husband. Because if you think about it, ladies, don't ever think you're too old, because Sonia was in her 30s when she matched a billionaire.
Mm.
Yeah, she was.
She wasn't in her 20s, she was
Mm-mm.
in her 30s.
I mean,
And
look at
she met
Dorinda.
JP Morgan and Chase. That's a good one, the bankers. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's interesting though too, they didn't talk about the one girl who was on New York, whose husband went to jail because he was insider trading. The one who was going at it with Ramona. That was a scandalous story as well.
Uh, Elise.
Yeah. Do you know about her husband?
Mm.
He's scandalous. He's in jail right now. Her ex-husband.
That's the first. Oh, because I was
The
about to
first
ask you if
husband.
it was the first husband. Yeah.
Yeah. She done got kicked out all over New York because of that. And no, 40, 30 is young. But what I'm saying is when you look at the sugar baby lifestyle, they usually have somebody 18, 19, 20. So for a sugar baby, people do think 30 is old. And I'm saying no. 30, you just living your life.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I do wish maybe they should have a sugar baby on this show. Maybe that would make it a little bit more interesting.
They would go after and I don't, and if anyone was actually by chance married on one of these damn franchises, I think they would be threatened by a sugar baby.
I'm really trying to figure out what to do with this show because maybe we should get a retired actress because like one of those one hit wonder actresses or a one singer wonder, maybe even a lesbian at this point.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it's time.
I don't think that'll help at this point. I think so many different cities have let us down and can't even blame COVID for it. It's just, it's miserable
You know what?
because,
I'm gonna be honest with you. COVID
uh-huh.
was actually an opportunity for them to be better because COVID made people be together, and you could have started a lot more mess in COVID than you could in real life because people are talking to each other more. So it would have been interesting if, like, now granted, I do talk about Kenya a lot, but you need somebody like her on this show with Jen.
True.
That, yes. So I would like for somebody to be on the show to like throw a bucket of ice water on Jen every time she acts up. That's the kind of individual I would need.
I think we need more than that. Here's what we're gonna do, right? If we must keep somebody, we're gonna keep Jen, maybe Heather, maybe Lisa, maybe Lisa. And why? Now, if they wanted to do the real side chicks of Lost Salt Lake City, I'd be here for it because all their husbands is cheating on them allegedly. Now, if they wanted to put the side chicks in and maybe babies outside of the marriage, now we got a show. But if they're gonna keep somebody, keep them. Also, I think that we really are, I think, just evolving as the viewer. Like 10 years ago, this might have been decent, but now we've seen so much. I really do think that Mary should be fired immediately. They should have just gone with four. How many housewives do they have? Five?
Six,
They should have
six.
just gone with five and just cut out Mary.
Well,
Well,
she's
they
not
used
there
Mary.
at
They used
all.
Mary as a hype piece, though, so they had to keep her.
I don't, but it's so awkward the way they shoot Mary. She has no storyline, none. She's not going to tell her business. Like, I would have respected Mary more if she said, "That's my step granddaddy, and he makes me feel good every time he touches me." I could respect that more with Mary. But Mary sitting here acting like, we just play hot potato with step granddaddy and it's okay is a problem. Like, I couldn't do that. You couldn't be sleeping with my grandmother, then you sleep with me. No.
Yeah, you would think that would be a normal reaction. But then you see her and her justification of it, and you go, "Are you serious?"
When she said my grandmother willed me to my grandfather, I'm like, yep, that's time to go.
Mary would be interesting. See, this is the thing. I think they needed one more black person and one more Asian person just to have a little bit more of a dynamic. Because Jen and Mary they just don't fit.
What do
True.
you think about what Trey has to say? Mary would be interesting if her storyline was the IRS looking into her church's funds.
Actually,
I
no, no,
agree.
no. This is what she would be more interesting in. If we had a show on Bravo called Church, and we could have Jamal Bryant and Mary talk about how they scam their members every Sunday.
Don't forget to put in Grace Jones' brother in that one.
Oh, true. Maybe a little Paula White.
And
Well, how
the
about
the guy who got fired from Justin Bieber's church.
Oh yes, him too. And we call it churches.
how about no? How about Joel Osteen?
Oh, of course, because he was being
Or
shady with the
Gray.
thing.
What's his name? Pastor Gray?
John
Something
Gray.
Gray? John Gray.
Yeah,
What
put him
about calling
in
it
too.
canceled pastors? All the
Not
failed
canceled.
pastors.
Maybe Jesus gives us second chances, so why don't you?
Then that would have to go over on We. I don't think Bravo would be, bold enough to put on something like that.
Listen, Bravo is getting real love in hip hop recently, so we could squeeze it in, honey. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You rather be known as ratchet or without a network. They got to do what they got to do. But yeah, we should get. I don't know how to fix Salt Lake City because I wasn't interested in it in the beginning, and I'm not interested in it now because I find snow very unpleasant.
The problem with Bravo is this: they need to like stick to the formula, and I stand by the 7 wives, 2 friends, and diversity. That's it. That's all you need, and money.
You know, what else? You know what else is a storyline I would like to see? I don't know if you remember, I was talking about this before about my husband isn't gay.
My husband
That
isn't gay.
actually was filmed in Utah. So I'm wondering if they could
Nuh-uh.
put if
Oh
they
my
could put one of those people there. It was filmed out there. And it was my husband wasn't gay and it was about men who were attracted to other men but were married to women. So I would like that to be a storyline.
My husband's not gay? Is that
It's not
it?
called My Husband. Yeah, it's My Husband's Not Gay. My husband.
It
It
was
was
on
on TLC.
TLC.
Yeah.
And it's about 4 Mormon couples.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. When do these shows come on?
It came on before 90 Day. It was My Husband's Not Gay. And then there was this one about swingers. And they were in like upstate New York, like an hour or so away from the city. And they were talking about how they had the swinger parties. Yes, TLC used to be it. So we could put a swinger because I thought that's what what's her name? Not Heather, the young one. What's her name?
Whitney. Whitney.
Whitney. I thought that's what they were going with Whitney's thing. Whitney was like in a swinger, and I thought they were going to show the other woman because they didn't even do that storyline.
Okay, so My Husband's Not Gay was a TV series from 2015.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they could put one of those. That show is hilarious. When you watch that show, he'd be like, "Oh, his package is so big." But they could put one of those guys there because they were Mormon, so they could put somebody who's, because that's a way of life that is attracted to men but is now straight. We should have that.
Okay.
Oh, the reunion fashion. Sorry.
So Tony has a question for you, Jamal. In the first few seasons of OC in Atlanta, did they ever have friends to the show? I can't figure it out.
I'm trying to think. In OC in Atlanta, the friends. So for Atlanta, the friends were actually, I want to say it was Dwight and Derek J.
Oh,
and Miss Lawrence, right?
And Miss Lawrence, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then for OC, the friends of the show were mostly like they had friends, but they weren't prominent on the show. But it seemed like the kids were more the friends of the show on the OC the first couple seasons.
But the OC had a lot of people in the beginning.
They have 5.
Really?
Yeah,
maybe because they had such big kids. They had such big
Vicky,
families.
Kim, Joe, Gina, and Lori. But they all have like grown kids. That's why it seemed like there was more people.
True. Oh, we forgot to talk about the fashions. What about the fashions?
This was the most disappointing like I saw this and I was like, Bravo hates this city. They really do. This was just a mess.
What is
this is a mess.
What? Wait. Let's look at this. Let's start with Mary. What is that?
Hold on. We want to start with Mary. I said that a dead dog was eating her in this outfit. But yeah.
Yeah, no. It's just so bad.
Wait.
Wow.
Look at the neck. What is that? Did she just took a head warmer and put it on her like a scarf?
And you notice with the hands, the muffs come all the way down so that you can't see all the multicolors on her hand. It's just crazy. I can't even figure out what the theme was for this.
There was no theme.
It's usually where they go on the trip.
This is not Vegas.
But that's what it normally is.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about the fashions. Let's talk about the fashions. Is this like silk? Is this like silk? What is this?
Or
is this like carpet?
No, it's all sequins except for the little fur muffs. The hair is a bit much.
But it's her best wig, though. She brought her best wig.
Okay.
That's her best wig.
Isn't it a bit far back? Oh, jeez. All right, let's look. Oh, God.
Mary doesn't understand. Mary needs to go to a hair kit. The issue is not pulled back. The issue with Mary is that she needs to pluck it. Okay, next one. Jen, what is
every time I see her, she looks more like that ventriloquist dummy madam from the 70s. Does she like think this look good? Like her face is too injected. Like, oh my God. And I bet you if you like deflate her, she would have really good bone structure.
This is
Poor
hilarious
thing.
because Jen is
Hey,
tiny.
hey, Debbie, can you drop the link for Queen, please?
Okay, hold on.
And
Continue talking.
no, I actually have to go and get back to work.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll let you guys finish this off. See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So what were we
This is
discussing?
funny.
Oh, this is just so sad. So sad. Let's look at
Why
Lisa
does
because this was sort of okay out of the bunch, but the shoes were a dead
no that
no.
isn't. That looks like she just took a bath towel and just put it on. It looks like she took
No, but I
when
mean in
they already
comparison to the whole group, like everyone
this
looks
one
kind of horrible.
no, this one looks like she took the blinds from her house and just made a dress out of it.
I don't know. I can't with these ladies. I just can't.
Why are they not all wearing the same color? This is odd.
That's what I tell you, Bravo hates the city. And I'm so sick of Meredith always buying an outfit that's like one size too small for her. And she's always like, cat spraddle or askew or just this
No.
high-low mess is awful for me. Okay,
This is
hold
too
on.
funny.
We've got some company. I'm going to add Priya and Queen Cascade. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the fashion review.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Hello, good evening, my
Hello.
dear.
Oh my God.
Oh,
What am I looking at
oh.
right now?
We're looking
Let's
at the
talk about it.
ladies from Salt Lake City. Why do these people think that these chunky platforms are cute?
Hey, good
This
evening,
is
everybody. Look at.
good eve. Oh, this is probably one of the better ones. The
I
issue
agree
really
with you.
is the dress. It's a little bit. It's too full, and but see, this is the thing I don't get about them. These women think they fashionistas.
Yeah, in their heads and in their dreams, and probably where they live in Salt Lake.
Honestly, don't y'all think that this makes her look matronly? Like it's a mother of the bride dress, kind
No,
of?
you know what I thought it was? It looks like an inaugurational ball that like
For
Yeah,
Jill
Hillary
Biden would wear.
Clinton?
Yeah,
I'd have expected her to see at the inauguration yesterday. In that, don't get me wrong, I like all of the outfits, but not for this kind of occasion. And because they're all different in the styles that they're wearing, it just looks a hot mishmash.
Well,
but
I
why
say
are they
the
not
best
wearing
for
the same
last.
color?
Yeah, some contrast would have been good.
No, because we saw Potomac and they all wore the same colour. Where was the same colour for this reunion?
Oh my God, Heather! Now these are drapes if I've ever seen one. Oh my
I
God,
said it
this
was
looks
an
like that.
old couch.
Oh yeah, this looks. This is like, is she trying to do the Kim K thing at the Met Gala? This looks
Mm-hmm.
horrible.
Like your old Auntie Seti from the front house or something. It's just,
That curtains. It's a shame.
yeah. And it makes her look so much wider.
Yeah, the angling is. I think on this photograph, it's more to do with the way the photographer's taking the photograph.
Oh my
Oof.
God, that looks horrible.
But it's got the same flair as Whitney's dress, so I'm sure they got it from the same place.
Probably. Let's
I'm
see if the
upset with
angle
Mary
is
because it's like, hold on, you're spending the church's money on these kind of outfits, and I'm sure I've seen. Well, I haven't seen the whole of her closet because look how many closets she's got in the whole of the house and the other houses. But this is what you're spending the church's money on. You can't even like get the fashions together, and you're gonna be allegedly defrauding your patrons and taking the tides and stuff. At least do the tides justice. This is just pathetic and sad.
No, but doesn't like Mary's dress look like knockoff from Robin's from Potomac's reunion? It's the same style without the sequins.
Yeah, it is. And she's just
So is the
added
wig.
her pets.
So is the wig, because the wig has the little black pieces on the end, like Robin's did.
Ugh.
Y'all gotta stop. This is too funny.
This is just a mess.
So I read that the theme's meant to be ice. Oh no, it's meant to be ice as a background, and then meant to be fire, like, as a contrast.
They're gonna be the So where okay, the only two that kind of or three possibly that kind of qualify for fire is Meredith 2, and Mary.
You know, Meredith's would look better if it was cut to the knee, if it was fitting right, if it had like the boobage. No, take off those little black lapels. Her hair looks decent. It doesn't look oily like it normally does. And Lisa's would look better if it was tighter. It's too loose. If it was like tighter, it would look better, and she needs, and a sandal is not necessary. Jen's,
and I think the shoes are so bad.
Jen's is not bad. The problem with Jen's is it's making her, because her face is so tight and the braid is so tight. The dress had to, it just needs to be a little lighter, a little more flowy.
Jen has a whole dead chicken from Jolene's Chicken Shack on the bottom of her dress. What are you talking about? This dress is horrible, and it isn't complimentary to her shape.
That's too how she's standing. Look how awkwardly she's standing. Maybe she's like she's shaped like Wendy, so you can't wear that.
Yes, she is.
She has to, and she can't pose like that. She needs to cut the bottom. But see, this is like Monique's dress. Not to say that it looks the same, but it has like the same stitch work. Yeah, that needs to be tighter. If that was tighter, that wouldn't look so bad. If it was tighter and it was floor length.
I think the color needs to be a little bit darker for her skin tone as well.
It's like Kim Kardashian gone wrong. Like, where was the tailor on set to be able to take in these dresses? Do you know what I mean?
Then, is the arm ruffled or is that the wood? Because I can't tell.
Yeah, it's a one shoulder thing where she's got a bunch of ruffles on one shoulder. Oh, it's hidden there. But yeah, it's a lot going on this dress. A lot.
I think if it were like what is it? If it was strapless and if it was all the way down and not that thing on the end, it would look better. But even her, it's a little bit too much of a boxy cut. It's not a good. It's like a good template. It's a good start, but then we need the fashion people to finish it.
But then for me also, from an artistic point of view, as a photographer myself, the kind of poses and the way that the photographer, whoever set them up, I don't know if they've just shot them as they're coming off. I wouldn't have positioned the ladies like this.
Agreed, because it's not very flattering to any of them.
Yeah. I feel like they've got inexperienced people behind the scenes with certain things. I don't know if it's because it's the first season with Salt Lake and whoever their production company is out there.
Whitney's wouldn't look bad. The waist needs to be stitched in, or maybe no, it looks bad.
But she's the best of the bunch to me.
Yeah, I agree.
A bunch, but it's also about the way she's standing. She's got her hip inward where it should be outward, and it's the way that her leg is protruding that's making it look awkward.
And actually, if there was less volume in the skirt, it looks better. Look, when it's all scrunched up here, it looks a lot better.
That's what I'm saying. It's about the positioning and the way they've put the dress, whereas they should have swept it behind her so that her leg is showing in the front.
It's okay. I think that Heather should remove her dress. I think that I think this color scheme was bad too. I think we need all one color,
Yeah.
and let's call it. Heather just needs to remove that. Whitney, she needs to really do something about her hair. It's been bothering me all season. Meredith, throw it out. Lisa, skin tight. Jen, no. Mary, throw it in the dumpster.
Although they do need some like fashion police in terms of styling behind the scenes, this is still interesting for me because it's like it showed me their personalities. It showed me like how they think they should do it, which
Is it just
isn't
me,
working.
or
But
does Charlotte dress like I call her Charlotte. Meredith dressed like Charlotte from Sex in the City, like when they did the 90s. That's how she
yeah,
dresses to me all the time.
true. I agree with you.
I think it's a cheaper version of Charlotte.
Yeah, but that's how she dresses. Like, and we just need to get into the times. I don't know what that is. I mean, I still can't get over the high to low.
Oh, it should have been choose one length. Those two lengths do not work for her.
No, and then two, it's in a material that's scrunging.
Well, she needs a steamer, or use a different fabric that doesn't wrinkle so easily.
But is that fake leather? Because that's what it looks like.
I have no idea.
I doubt she'd want the comeback of people saying that it's not real leather. But then also, if you look at the bottom of the screen, it's the way that the photographer, whoever shot it, has also cropped out the bottom of the lady's legs.
Let's see if I can get her other image up. Have a bit of her feet there.
This photographer's doing a bad job.
See, yeah, look. No.
I like the silhouette. I like the theme of it. I just don't like it on her.
Yeah,
I wish they just made up their mind to either do it short or long.
No, she was trying to do a Billy Porter. So she was trying to do the tuxedo dress from Billy Porter.
Yeah, because it's giving me New York vibes.
But she couldn't execute it. You either you can put a skirt, but it needs to go all the way around. And so in the middle, you see the opening of the shorter skirt. That could work. And then her boobs are not the type of boobs for that. She needed to do more. It needs to be wrapped a little bit tighter.
Like I said, whoever's shooting this, it doesn't seem like they're a fashion photographer because of the way that the ladies are positioned, the way they're standing, their legs are not in it. Most fashion photographers are gonna know that we want to see the whole outfit.
Yeah.
We want to see the shoes as well.
This could be saved. This is not that bad. It just looks, and then it looks slanted. She needs to put it up straight, and then the material has to go around a little bit more. Two, the color of gold doesn't work with her skin tone.
But Ablavi, if you have to do so many changes, edits, adjustments, swing around, cut on, add on, open up, like at that, you have to come to a point where you just go, this is a failure. Just throw it away and get something else.
But then on top of it, it's kind of, go ahead.
The thing about it, I'm not saying it's bad because I understand how it could look incredible. It's just like Meredith Ford, to be the like real fashion one of the group needs to be a bit more conscious of what she's doing.
I think Trey hit the nail on the head here. She looks like Mrs. Peanut. Go ahead, Queen Cascade. It's so true. She looks like Mrs. Peanut.
No, I just feel like if this, for me, like when I'm shooting certain things as a photographer, if by the end of the sessions or when I've pulled up what I've got on my camera, this is what I've kind of ended with, I wouldn't be happy. This is what you've released and this is the best. Because usually as a photographer, when you're editing, you're going through the process, you're choosing the best of the pictures that you've shot, and if this is the best, then I'm concerned.
But let's be honest, the only person that really gets the reunions right is Cynthia Bailey.
Well, that's because she's been in fashion for how long and she knows the ebbs and the flows, so I understand that.
Like, it and Marlo Hampton, and
Yeah.
these girls are not it. So they're doing the best they can.
And then on top of it, Atlanta's been around for how many years? This is their first season, so they're showing up all their
That's true, because y'all remember Atlanta's first reunion? They showed up in sweaters.
Okay,
they've come a long way.
Some people haven't got the same body or face now in comparison to like when they first started.
But no, I think Beverly Hills first reunion, they will dress relatively nice.
Yeah, but those women had money. Like, I would expect people from Beverly Hills to come like dressed correct. Sorry about that.
Unless you're Denise Richards.
True.
But I'm saying it's more of like, if you're a fashion girl, it's easy. Like, it's easier even with your first season, because like even Marlo, her first season, she's a fashion girl. So it's hard for people who are not fashionable, like for instance Candy Burris, to sell you a look.
Yeah, but Marlo's gonna go down to Neiman's and use their free personal shopper service and get the hookup, and then not pay for it. So Marlo's smart.
Get one of her sugar daddies to pay for it.
I do think that if it was, no, I can't even. I'm trying to be nice. I think they should have. I think they should have stuck to white
or silver.
Or silver.
Yeah. This is just bad.
Well, it would have been interesting to see if this is what they've come out with this, what they would have come out with if the theme was the white or the silver.
Oh God.
But you know what? I can't say that, because look at Robin and that mess she put on. And she's been there 5 seasons.
Well, on top of it, somebody told her it looked good and told her to buy it and told her to walk out of wherever she walked out with it.
We've established that Robin doesn't have any friends.
But you know what? Now that I look at the previous seasons, yeah, I guess we can't like shame them, because I'm looking at Jersey and this looks rough.
Yeah, Jersey was rough. Oh my God. But that was the beginning.
So much. Let me see New York. No, that wasn't the first one. Okay, New York wasn't bad. New York really wasn't bad.
I expect more from New York and Beverly Hills. Everybody else, they have to be on training wheels.
New York wasn't bad, but I'm just saying, like, they look bad though, even in their the tagline pictures. I think that actually Mary looks the best in those.
In the confessional, I actually like Marilyn Monroe. I like the vibe that she's trying to go for. Is it Whitney?
Whitney, yeah.
That's
glam.
The taglines, the one that's like when they first come on, when they do the thing.
Yeah.
I think that that dress actually looks the best on Mary.
Probably would have been simpler for them to come in the tagline dresses the way this is set up. But hey, what's done is done. Hopefully they'll learn from their mistakes. But I'm over it. I'm really, really over it. I even struggled to watch yesterday's episode. And the last couple of episodes. Oh, that's a whole set of crazy right there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, final thoughts on this mess of a season.
Final thoughts?
Yes.
I think that it's time for Bravo Andy to just pass the torch. You've started off really great, and we thank you for your service, but we need new, fresher blood. We need, a little bit, we need more diversity in the top positions. We need richer women. We need fashion girls. Every series needs a what's her name? A Marlo. And I think that if we get a Marlo in this series, it will start to get a little better, because you remember when Marlo came onto Atlanta, that's really when the fashion started to get up there. Nobody was really a fashion girl until Marlo came and she was giving you looks and looks and looks. So I think we need a Marlo Hampton. My husband was gay. I'm sure some of those people would be free to come here and talk about their husband's sexuality, and we could really get it started and talk about how they lust after men. Now, y'all all are laughing, but y'all will watch that.
Oh my God.
And can you imagine Mary? She'd be like, "He's what?"
Well, I would wonder if what's her name? Heather and her husband were on that show.
Okay, can we explain that? They're not going into that. They're not explaining why they got a divorce. Because every time she says something, she says it like he doesn't like to have intercourse. But then she doesn't say he's gay. So I'm not understanding.
Well, didn't she say that she refused to change the day and time of one of her children's baptism or something like that to accommodate his sister's schedule? And so he left her.
He left.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Like she stood up for herself. She said, every time I stand up for myself, someone leaves.
But this is the thing about it. Does anything she say warrant a divorce? Because it doesn't, like that doesn't seem, it seems like maybe he divorced you, but there's something more. And she keeps alluding that her man couldn't please her in the bedroom because he was thinking about men, but she don't say it.
Well, I don't think they were sexually compatible for her. I think, as long as she was a warm, wet hole for him to fall into, she was fine for him. But, I don't know if she's ever alluded to him liking men. I got to go back and watch it.
She's alluded that he didn't like sleeping with her, but he didn't, like, I thought he cheated on her. And she said no. The reason that they got divorced is because her ex-husband didn't want her, but she's not telling why. And then every time she talks about him, it's alluding that, he doesn't like vagina. That's what I'm getting.
She's got to be careful too if she wants to keep her monthly maintenance checks coming in.
But I mean, she said that she was a virgin when she met her husband. She didn't say he was.
It's true.
Whatever it is, she's not gonna fully go into it, and he's not on the show like that to and the circles he's running in, if he's one of the the overheads, he's not gonna present what needs to be, what we want to see on the screen to be shown.
Yeah, I don't think either of them will be honest with us about that.
So,
and I do agree it's probably something more, but we're not going to get it that far.
My husband is not gay. Should bring one of those people, because they were in the Utah area, and get one of those men there. And that is because that's something we've never discussed. If your husband is sexually attracted to other men.
Oh my God.
Well, listen, I've got to go.
Yes. Any final thoughts, Queen?
I'd say similar to Abalavi in the fact of Andy needs to go. I feel like what Jamal was saying about the way the theory behind the Housewives series seems to work in my head. But a lot of these women seem to test well on their videos, and then when it comes to the real thing, we're seeing something different. But it just goes to show that in terms of the storyline, that they're not a real group of friends. They have their different dynamics. We kind of saw in that TP tent the kind of women that Meredith and the other ones associate with, and they didn't seem to be the life of the party in those kind of party settings. So I feel like they've all got in their own heads a bigger sense of themselves than they really are. And now watching themselves back, this will be a test to see how they move forward. I feel like Andy needs to step down, and we need some other co-hosts to be able to do the reunions. Yeah, I'm kind of over like the Housewives franchise at the moment. As for whether I come back, it would be, personally for me, I'd need to see some changes. I think everybody's kind of spoken over the last how long about what those changes need to be. I suppose it's how they move forward. That's where I'm at with it.
All right, bye, everybody. I gotta go. I have to pee so bad. Bye.
Okay. Bye, Bobby, and bye,
Bye.
Queen.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
No problem, Miss Debbie. Bye, Priya. Bye, Miss Debbie.
Bye. Okay, my dear Priya, I saved the best for last. What are your final thoughts on this horrible, horrible franchise?
I'm so disappointed, Debbie. I'm so none of them brought the fashion. No one brought the looks. No one seems to have money except from Heather.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was so excited for this franchise because I was dying to see a new city, someplace I'd never actually visited, you know, the Mormon thing, and then Mary is the preacher, you know, I was intrigued, but it was a big wet fart. It,
We need more of the husbands. They seem a lot more interesting than the wives. Like, I want Coach Shah. I want to see more of Coach Shah.
But again, I kind of agree with the Blavi. Only if he's with his side piece, I would want to see more of him, because he gaslights Jen a lot, and I feel, you know, ugh, gross. So only if like he's like one of those. He's not even. They're not even Mormon. Oh, but wait. He's Muslim. So yes, if he brings up an extra wife, I'd be all here for that. They could have adjacent chalets, you know, and the kids can run across the street to each other. I think I might be into that. I'm just desperate for content, and we're not getting it.
No, I'm so disappointed. But I saw that. I think you guys are going to review Bling Ring, right? Or I'm not sure what it's called.
Bling Empire. Yeah, I have to watch it. I'm the loser that hasn't watched it yet, so I
haven't watched it either.
I promised Jamal that this afternoon I was going to watch it, so I'm going to do it just to keep my word. I'm going to try.
Hopefully that will bring more of the drama that we're looking for.
Hopefully. I mean, it like a lot of people are talking about it, and my friend just told me that she watched it, so that I have to watch it. I'm like, are you serious, really? But yeah. So I'm going to give it a try. But now that you're here, please tell everyone where they can find you on YouTube so that they can see your shows.
So it should just be my name, and I do a shorter, like really like 1 minute long shows.
I know, but they're really entertaining, and they pop up on my feed all the time. So I do click on them to watch. But just search for Priya on YouTube.
It doesn't
it's well worth it.
And I don't know why.
It doesn't. Oh my god!
I don't know why.
Well, anyway, she's on YouTube, and she's worth a watch, and she's super funny, and she gives really good commentary on the shows that she's reviewing. So,
well, I talk more about the fashion. I think I like pretty dresses and stuff, so I'd rather talk about that.
But your review on RuPaul's the contestants and their dresses, that was spot on. I agreed with you on every one of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for calling in, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Priya. Bye. Okay, guys, this was a bit of a long show. Really appreciate you hanging in there. Again, give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and hit the notification bell because we do pop up occasionally at odd times. And tell your friends. Invite them over to the chat. We're starting over from fresh, so we need to build back up again from the ground up. So we will see you tomorrow. If today's Thursday, we're watching Southern Charm, and we'll talk about that tomorrow because I think it's the finale. Until then, bye.